You don't get manipulated because they are powerful. You get manipulated because somewhere inside you, there's a button, and they press it. The moment you react, defend, explain, get emotional, you've already lost the frame. Ancient warriors understood something most men today forget. The man who cannot be provoked, cannot be controlled. This is the curriculum they never gave you, the psychological defense they skipped in school. They taught you how to solve equations, but not how to solve the person trying to control you. So what happens when you remove every button? When silence becomes your shield, and your calm becomes a weapon? Stay with me, because by the end of this, you won't just understand manipulation. You'll become immune to it. This is not about manipulating others. This is about becoming untouchable. Because dark psychology only works on unstable ground, on emotional reactions, on the need to be liked, on the fear of conflict. In this video, you'll learn 3 principles of emotional authority: silence, neutrality, and a presence that makes manipulation collapse on contact. But more importantly, I'll show you how this connects to an ancient principle. The warrior who masters himself becomes impossible to move. And halfway through, I'll show you the one mistake that makes even strong men lose control without noticing. Stay sharp. Chapter 1. The Hidden Mechanism. Why Manipulation Works. You're in a conversation. Someone challenges you, subtly. A comment, a tone, a look. And suddenly, you feel it. This urge to react, to explain yourself, to defend your position, to prove something. That moment is the opening. Manipulation is not about control. It's about triggering emotion faster than you can think. Ancient Stoics called this the loss of inner sovereignty. Modern psychology calls it emotional hijacking. But the principle is the same. If they can move your emotions, they can move your behavior. Think of your emotions as a cockpit. Every time you react, you're handing the controls to a stranger. The next time you feel that surge, pause and label it internally. This is a trigger, not truth. That single awareness creates distance, and distance is power. But awareness alone is not enough, because manipulators don't stop when you notice them. They escalate. So what do you do when silence feels uncomfortable? Chapter 2. Technique 1. Tactical silence. Most people think silence is weakness, that if you don't respond, you lose. But in reality, silence removes the fuel manipulation needs. Picture this. Someone tries to provoke you. They expect resistance, emotion, engagement. Instead, you pause. You look at them, calm, neutral. No defense, no explanation, just presence. Now, something shifts. Because without your reaction, their strategy collapses. This is what I call tactical silence. Not passive, intentional, controlled. Ancient warriors used this before battle, stillness before movement. Because the one who reacts first often loses first. Try this in your next tense interaction. Pause for 3 seconds before responding. Not to think of a better argument, but to decide if a response is even necessary. Most of the time, it isn't. But silence alone can be misread. And sometimes, people push harder. So how do you stay in control without appearing weak? Chapter 3. Technique 2. Neutral presence. The gray rock evolved. Here's where most men fail. They either explode or they withdraw completely. Both are reactions. True emotional authority sits in between. Neutral, grounded, unshakable. This is the gray rock method. Evolved, not lifeless, not passive, but emotionally unavailable for manipulation. Your tone stays steady, your body relaxed, your words minimal and precise. No emotional spikes, no over-explaining, just calm clarity. Imagine someone throws a subtle insult like, "You're unusually sensitive today." Now pause and reply, "That's your perception. That's it. No defense, no escalation. Now they're left exposed. Because manipulation needs friction. And you gave them none. Practice removing emotional weight from your words. Short sentences. Slow delivery. Less is power. But here's the truth. Most people don't realize. Even if you master silence and neutrality, there's one internal weakness that can still break you. And it's not what you think. Chapter 4. Real-time detection. Spot the manipulation before it hooks you. You don't lose control in the reaction. You lose it. In the moment, you don't recognize what's happening. Because manipulation is rarely obvious. It's subtle, layered, almost invisible if you're not trained to see it. Picture this. You're in a conversation. Everything seems normal. Then suddenly, a backhanded compliment, a slight change in tone, a question that feels off. Why are you so defensive? And just like that, you're pulled into a position you never chose. That's not communication, that's positioning. Manipulators don't attack directly. They shift the frame and wait for you to step into it. Ancient strategists called this winning before the battle begins. Start watching for these 3 signals. Sudden emotional shifts in you. Confusion, irritation, urgency. Questions that force you to justify yourself. Subtle attempts to define your position. You seem like. The moment you feel this, don't answer immediately. Step back internally, name it. This is a frame attempt. That alone breaks 50% of its power. Because once you see the frame, you realize something even more important. You don't have to fight it. You can simply refuse to enter it. Chapter 5. The hidden weakness. The need to be understood. This is the trap where even the strongest men fail. Listen closely, because you're probably doing this every single day. This is where they lose, not in conflict, but in the need to be understood, to explain their intentions, to make others see the truth. Manipulators exploit this. They provoke, then wait for you to justify yourself. And the moment you start explaining, you enter their frame. Ancient Greek warriors had a principle. Do not argue with those who benefit from misunderstanding you. Because explanation is often submission in disguise. The next time you feel the urge to over-explain, stop at one sentence. Say your piece once, then let silence carry the weight. You don't need agreement to maintain authority. This is the difference between a man who reacts and a man who cannot be moved. Now you have the tools, but tools without identity collapse under pressure. So, how do you make this permanent? Chapter 6. The warrior integration, emotional authority as identity. This is not a technique. This is who you become. A man who is not easily moved, not easily provoked, not easily read. Because your validation doesn't come from others. It comes from alignment, discipline, clarity. Ancient warriors train this daily, not in battle but in stillness, breath control, posture, awareness. Because if you cannot control your internal state, you will always be controlled externally. Emotional authority is not coldness. It is control. It is choosing your response instead of reacting. Start with this daily practice. Observe your reactions. Not judge them, observe them. Because what you can observe, you can master. And what you can master, no one can use against you. At the beginning, I told you, manipulators only have power if you have buttons. Now you see the truth. Remove the reaction, and you remove their control. Silence becomes your shield. Neutrality becomes your strategy. And self-mastery becomes your identity. You don't win by overpowering others. You win by becoming unmovable. So the next time someone tries to provoke you, don't react. Don't explain. Just stand there, calm. Present, untouchable. Because the man who cannot be shaken cannot be controlled.